Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be reviewing the 2024 BMW M440i. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the BMW of Pleasant Grove, Utah for some time with this M440i. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Brian. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 22 around town and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 382 horsepower and then 369 pound-feet of torque. Now before we go over the front end, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can hopefully see the distinctive body lines. I think those look really sharp. And then popping down below, really cool daytime running lights there with the headlights. Notice how it's actually open there off to the side, looks really aggressive. And then yes, we do have the larger front grille here with this. And putting it all together, it has this aggressive appearance, and being black, that also kind of helps out with that. Now our tire wheel setup is 245/40/19 in the front and then 255/40/19 in the rear, so slightly staggered setup. Anyways, you guys can see with the wheels, you got the silver on the top, notice that's black there in the center, and then you have the red brake caliper, which really pops. Really muscular fender here, and then you guys can see the venting there off to the side. And then notice how the mirror cap and the door handles, all of that are body painted. And then here is your full side view with the M440i. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our unlock function or lock function, the opening here for the trunk, and then the M colors on the side as well. Now popping into the cargo area, you guys can see that we have a cargo cover built in from the factory. And when it comes to storage space, it's really solid with this lift back / hatchback design, whatever you want to call it. And when you're all done, you can just press the button and that will lower the lift back down. Got this low profile spoiler here, and then you guys can see M440i, and then look at the taillight design, really cool. And then you guys can see with the exhaustive covers, or here's a closer look actually, those are also neat. And putting it all together, I really do like the styling here on this M440. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see soft touch here at the top, and then we got this really cool blue stitching with this particular one. I don't know if it's going to pop up in the camera very well. And then you guys can see some speakers here for the Harman Kardon sound system. Now taking a look at the seats themselves, you guys can see again that blue stitching continues, and then also onto the side right there. And then when it comes to legroom, it's decent, a little bit more cramped on the footroom space. And then you guys can see a little netting, got some vent action. We've got our climate controls, heated seats, USBs as well. And of course, we've got our slightly over-engineered cup holder armrest. And then last but not least, headroom, I'm touching the top. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see again, soft touch here, and then look at the blue stitching down below. And then we have our memory seat function. We also have all of our window controls. You've got your mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in, and they've got blind spot monitoring, and this has the aero mirrors. Now you guys can see we've got more of that blue stitching here, and then actually got some M color action there on the side. But yeah, that continues all along the center. Power adjustments here with your bolster adjustment, all that kind of stuff. And then cool looking pedals, and then we have all of our light controls right there. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, really nice trim all around. Got the M logo there at the bottom with the heated steering wheel button on the steering wheel itself. And then we have our adaptive cruise control with our steering assist. Paddle shifters here on the back for the 8-speed automatic. And then you have your regular stocks there as well. Pretty cool looking digital gauge cluster here. It has all of the information that you would need on the car, and when you change the drive modes, it changes kind of like the look of it. So I think that part of it's kind of fun. So when you put it in reverse, you do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. You got that bird's eye view as well, and there's a 3D view. That's cool. But yeah, really good camera system, 360 camera system. It also has self park assist, all of that. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system itself, response time with the screen is pretty good. It does take a second for some of the pages to load up, but this is BMW's newer unit, so it has the giant menu is what I like to call it. But yeah, I'd say overall I like the screen. More blue stitching up top, as you can see, which looks really cool. And then you guys can see with the trim down below. By the way, fit and finish on this is really nice. And then you have your analog control here for the radio, some climate controls as well. And then look at this trim piece. It's pretty cool. wireless phone charging pad with some USB action, cup holders with a 12 volt. And then right here we've got this control for the infotainment system, and then the analog buttons around. We've got our shifter here for that 8-speed automatic transmission, and then you got stuff like stability controls for the camera system, parking sensors, engine stop start, all of your drive modes, your auto hold, parking brake as well. And I like the kind of design on this area. And then center console, pretty solid. Got more of that blue stitching, and yeah, pretty normal glove box, nothing crazy there. And then up top we do have a bigger sunroof. It's not a panoramic, but it's bigger than a regular one. So here's our window sticker for this M440i. You can see base MSRP is $62,150. Quite a few packages added to this. Total MSRP is $74,525. And let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood and more of that blue stitching. Both the mirrors do blind spot monitoring, and throughout the rest of the rear. And well, let us set off. And I forgot to mention the walk around. This has the M Performance exhaust, so that's why this sounds louder. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that exhaust clip we had. But yeah, with that being said, let's kind of see what this is like with the driving. So first off, ride quality is good. That's one of the things I like about modern BMWs, especially these M sport cars is what I call them, because it's not a full-on M car, is they're so comfortable. You get a lot of the performance of a full-on M car in terms of the acceleration and handling, but it doesn't have the harsh ride, which I think is a big benefit. Yeah, super torquey. This 3-liter inline-6 is very strong. Transmission smooth as well, so I think that's another big plus. And just the overall driving experience, it's so smooth. See what the Eco Pro mode feels like, because it does kind of pull things back when you pop into Eco Pro. Yeah, you can definitely feel it's not as punchy. The thing that impresses me the most is honestly the damping. It's super good. Pop back into comfort. Balanced setting. That's funny. But yeah, the seats are comfortable in this. I will say, this is like a German automaker thing that I think needs to like end. This doesn't have air-conditioned seats, and I'm complaining about this because it's the summertime and it's like 100 degrees outside. I just think that like every luxury car should just have the air-conditioned seats as like standard equipment. It's like, you're a luxury car, right? I can buy a Kia with air-conditioned seats. It's like $30,000, so I should be able to get, I should have a standard on this $70,000 BMW. But again, this also applies to Audi and Mercedes. All the German automakers do this thing where they just make you get like a more expensive package to get the AC seats. I just think it's kind of interesting. But I mean, the material used at least is really good, and the seats are actually not like boilingly hot. This car's been sitting out in the sun, so I mean, it's got that going for it. We're in the sport mode. And the gargles out of the exhaust. The M Performance exhaust does sound really good. Yeah, listen to that. Such a clean sound. Oh, the gargles. The gargles. Gotta love them. So, yeah, let's sum things up. I've been a huge fan of this M440i for quite some time. I like the overall design of the car. I think it drives really well. And I like BMW's modern interior design philosophy. I know some people might not be a huge fan of the giant screen, but I think it works really well. And the interior material use is really nice. The fit and finish is really nice as well. Like just a great place to be. So overall, if you want a fun performance daily driver, and it gets pretty good gas mileage. Like this just kind of combines basically performance car and a daily driver in one. That's a good way to look at it. And again, the M Sport cars really are the sweet spot for BMW, because you get a lot of the acceleration performance of an M car, but you don't deal with the harsh ride. And yeah, this won't handle as well as an M car, but like on your day-to-day commute, do you really need M car handling? The answer is no, for 99% of people. But yeah, with that being said, let me know what you guys think about this M440i, but this is probably the Sweet spot for the 4 Series because it's got 4 doors and it's comfortable.